Let's say I've got the idea for some product. How do I validate whether this brings value for our customers?
So the first thing that I would say is for any of the listeners out there, look up Teresa Torres's book, Continuous Discovery Habits. It is a fantastic novel on not only validating what you're building, but also continuously generating new ideas to validate. So it has both of those functions in one process. So that to me has been a really powerful tool in my tool set. And it really starts with the customer. So lots of interviews, lots of surveys. I'm doing customer calls at least a couple hours a week. And that sounds like a big investment
Mhm.
because it is a big investment, but it also comes with an amazing amount of ROI because you're able to not only generate ideas, which is important because those need to be validated, but you're also able to work with them to refine those ideas. So we're able to say, hey, this is the problem that you think you're facing. Let's validate before we come up with solutions. Let's validate that this is a valuable problem to solve. And that's all done through conversations with the customer. And a really effective tool that you can use during that, once you've done some interviews, you've gotten some perspective on what their problems are, you kind of think that you're going in the right direction. Rapid prototype development with Figma or other tools like that is an absolute godsend because it's very difficult for non-technical customers to get on the phone with a product manager and just kind of talk ad hoc. Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up just getting a lot of, oh, I would love it if it did this or did that. And that's not super helpful to you because then you have to say, okay,
Mhm.
how do I make that work in a product, right? A really powerful tool is to come with, say, hey, I've got a clickable prototype of what we've been discussing and some possible solutions of how we could, tackle these problems that we've discovered together. So what I'll typically do is I'll come with two or three different versions of solutions just in a clickable prototype format, very much kind of low fidelity. You don't necessarily want to make it a super polished thing because then you can get caught up on positions of buttons or colors or kind of the location of things on the screen. You want it to just more indicate the direction that you're going with your solution. So I cannot
Mhm.
advocate enough for prototypes and getting those prototypes in front of customers and prospects as early as possible and as often as possible.